YouTube, what is that word? It is your boy Marko Stats. And today we are going to be talking about 5 important lessons that I have learned from being a hip hop recording artist. Now, if you guys don't know who I am, I'm Marko Stats. I'm a hip hop artist that's from Chicago, Illinois. I've been a hip hop artist for over 8, 9 years now, and I've accomplished so many things in my independent rap career. I've performed all over the country. Um, I've done workshops at Harvard University. I I have a Nike deal. I have a documentary. I have collaborations with some legendary local artists that's in the Chicagoland area, like Femdot, Katie Got Bands, Saba, to name a few. I have over 26 music videos on YouTube. I have over 70 songs that's released right now. I got a project that's in the works. Um, I've done a lot of dope stuff in my career, and I do not regret my career at all. I'm so grateful to be at this point where I have over 180,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I have the opportunity to build up my YouTube channel and really showcase my personality beyond the music, because that was something that I never really showcased in the beginning stages of my career. I never really showed people my personality. You know, I was always very quiet, hidden, behind the scenes type of person. But now I like to challenge myself to get better. So today we're going to talk about 5 things that I learned from being a hip hop recording artist. Um, the number one thing is that nobody is coming to save you. As an artist, sometimes we like to get big headed and we like to feel like, oh man, I'm dope. Why is nobody helping me? Why isn't this platform reaching out? Why isn't this guy reaching out? Nobody's coming to help you. You got to make this shit happen yourself. If you're lucky to have a team, if you're lucky to have a group of individuals who believe in you and is down to push you, that's a blessing, but nobody's obligated to help you. So that means that you got to get out here every single day. You got to send out emails. You got to be in the studio. You got to be your own manager. If nobody wants to manage you, you got to be your own manager. You got to be your own booking agent. You got to be everything, if you really want to make it, because the competition for being an artist is crazy. There's so many people that want to be artists. People wake up one random morning and they want to be a rapper as well. So nobody is coming to save you. And the quicker that you understand this, the better, And I learned this the hard way. When my father passed away a few years ago, and I just seen how nobody really gave a fuck for real. There was a couple people in my circle that gave a fuck, a couple friends gave a fuck, but overall, nobody gave a fuck that my father died. It's still like, hey, can you still do this? Can you still do that? Can you still pay me my money? Can you still perform here? Like, nobody really gives a fuck for real that my father died. And this is a lesson that goes beyond just being an artist, but as a man, as a human being in America, nobody is coming to save you, right? Number 2 is that nobody cares about your story until you make it. Now, I have a crazy story. My mother passed away when I was 3. I used to have a stutter. I grew up with some of the most prominent people in the Chicago music scene. I grew up with Young Pappy. I grew up with Christian Rich. I've experienced a lot of things growing up in Chicago. I'm from the north side of Chicago. That's not really talked about as much. Shout out to Pappy. Shout out to Polo G. There's some guys that's from the north side of Chicago. But I used to always think like, man, my story is so complex. I feel like people should just champion me just based upon my story. And if I make a song and I'm talking about my struggles and my emotions and talk about things that's very, very important to me, it doesn't necessarily mean that other people give a fuck. Just because I give a fuck, of course I give a fuck because it's my story. But that doesn't necessarily mean that other people give a fuck. Other people are not going to care until you actually make it. Once you make it, that's when people actually care about your story. They want to look into your story. Who is this guy? What did he go through? Uh, what did he accomplish early on? What was his failures? What did he have to overcome? That is the only time that people actually care about your story. So when you're making music and you're making heartfelt music, don't get discouraged if people don't seem to care or don't seem to understand your story off rip. Keep 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 that in mind, but keep pushing. Don't let it discourage you. If that's your niche, if you want to put your emotions, your deep emotions and your story inside your music, go for it. But just remember that most people are just not going to care until you actually give them a reason to care. And most of the time, that reason is you blowing up or you popping and being an inspiration. All right. The third thing is that being an artist has ups and downs. I've had ups in my career. I've had downs in my career. Um, my first show, nobody came to my first show except my friends. And like all of my friends were on stage with me. And it was like five of us on stage. And there was nobody else in the crowd. Like it was probably like 3, 4 people in the crowd, and they weren't even there to see me. They were there to see another artist, and they came early. And I've had moments of my career where it was highs, where people literally paid me thousands of dollars to come and perform, or hundreds of dollars to come and perform. Or one highlight of my career was I was able to get a Nike deal. Another highlight was I was able to create a documentary on my life. I was able to go to Harvard University and do workshops. These are some of the highs of my career. But lows, man, people don't know how much really goes into this artist stuff. I've had moments where I couldn't even pay for a fucking cheeseburger because I was so fucking broke. You know, People don't want to pay you for there's certain people out there that don't really respect artists, and they feel like if you're an artist they can book you for free, and oh, you're gonna get exposure so you should do it. Like, man, fuck all that. Where the money at? I've been doing this for 8+ years already. Fuck the exposure. Where's the money at? So if you're in if you're an artist out there and you're in the struggle phase right now, don't be discouraged because it's just a phase. As long as you have a plan and you keep on building up and you're disciplined and you're in the studio every single day, you're doing content every day, you got to keep your eyes on the prize. Eventually, you will have a lucky day. You will get a moment. You will see some type of success. But just know there's always ups and downs. Prepare for the ups and prepare for the downs, and don't be discouraged. The fourth thing is to never put all your eggs in one basket. If you're an artist, you should be doing a bunch of different things. You shouldn't just be putting out music. This is why let me tell you guys everything that I do to get money. I make music. I'm on YouTube. I work with nonprofits, so I do fundraisers, I do grants. I have merch. My merchandise isn't really popping as much right now. My merchandise has never really popped, but as you guys can see, I got on the Marko Stash hoodie right now. I'm still really working on trying to promo my merch more and trying to get better material. But merch, what else? I do workshops. I'm a video editor. I do graphic design. I create books, drawing books. Yeah, like there's like I'm pretty much a jack of all trade. And the reason why I do so much stuff is that being an artist is one of those things where the money is not always going to be secure, stable for you, especially when you're somebody like me that has a 4-year-old daughter, a 3-year-old daughter. She's gonna be 4-year-old in July, and I have people that's depending on me. I can't just have just one source of income. Hell, if I have a bad month or if I have a bad week, I may fuck around and do some Uber or some shit. So you got to wear multiple hats because the system is not set up for people like us, for artists and not just artists, but for people to break away and try to do their own thing. It's not really set up for that. So, of course, they're gonna make it harder for us. So it's important to put eggs in different baskets because if the music isn't paying right now, okay, maybe your merchandise may pay. If that's not paying, maybe you get some sponsorships and that's paying. Or maybe the YouTube is paying. My YouTube made me a decent amount of money last year, and that's how you have to think. You got to have these different hats that you're wearing. If I wanted to, I can edit your video. I can engineer your song. I can record people. Like, there's so many things that I can literally do that I learned from being an artist that it's crazy. I have so many skills that I can monetize, and that's the point that you want. That's the level that you want to get to, because you always want to have a way to make some money. The fifth thing that I learned is to create timeless music. Okay, not everybody is gonna be lucky and just blow up in their first year of rapping, second year of making music, third year. A lot of us, well, for me, and I know this because I'm a Capricorn ascendant, and they say that Capricorn ascendants, it takes us longer to find success. But I know that about myself, that finding success for me has been a long journey. I found bits and pieces of success, but I never fully, I'm still striving to find that full, how can I say, full idea of what it means to be successful for me. And I've learned that, shout out to Nipsey Hussle, that this is truly a marathon. And you may not get discovered until 5 years, 10 years down the line before you start seeing success. So you want to make sure that your content is timeless, because if you make a song today and if it's timeless, it may not blow up today, but it might blow up 3 years from now if it's timeless, because it's still gonna sound new. Timeless music is music that never gets old. If you're just chasing trends and following trends, you're gonna be here today and gone with the trend. That's why you want to make music that is timeless, content that's timeless. Like, this video is timeless because people are gonna be able to look back at this video and still apply it to their lives in the future, right? So you want to try to stay away from trends as much as you can and create something unique to you, something that people have to come to this artist if they want this type of vibe, if they want this type of thinking, this type of story, they have to come to this type of artist. You want to create that, and you want it to be timeless and something that's gonna last the test of time, because a lot of artists are here today and gone tomorrow. We seen all the TikTok people who blew up on TikTok and then a couple weeks later nobody's talking about them no more, or a few months later nobody's talking about them no more. We all have seen the one-hit wonders. There's probably thousands of them, right? They seen success, they were able to get money, but they phased out fast because their content was disposable. It was only for the moment. And you don't want to make stuff that's just going to be here today and gone tomorrow. It's really tempting at times because you see everybody having so much fun with all the latest trends that's coming out, and you know what I'm saying? If it's a trend that come out and motherfuckers dancing like this, you want to do that shit too. Oh shit, they having so much fun. But it's like, I'm telling you, like there's songs that I made when I was 19, when I was 20, that I still perform to this day, that people request me to perform, because those songs are timeless. They still sound new. They still apply to what's going on in the world right now. And that's the code that's the cheat code to being part of this marathon and actually winning this marathon. Shout out to Nip. Make timeless music, y'all. So that is the 5 things that I have learned from being a hip hop recording artist. Obviously, there's hundreds of things that I've learned, and maybe once I come up with 5 more things, I'll make a part 2 to this video. But just to recap, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody cares about your story until you make it. Life has ups and downs. Your music career is gonna have ups and downs. Never put all your eggs in one basket, and create timeless music. At the end of the day, it always boils down to the music. Do people like the music? Are you promoting it? Are you marketing the music? And that goes into another important point. Marketing is key. And when you put everything that you're doing together, you are literally creating your own world. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Make sure that you guys subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment, turn on your post notifications. And it's your boy Marko Stats. Like I said, I got more content on the way. I got reaction videos, I got vlogs, I got music, I got fundraisers, I got merch, I got a lot of different stuff. I'm really trying my best to get my brand to the next level, and I won't give up until it's on that next level. So till next time, love you guys. Hope that you stay safe and take care. Love y'all. Peace. Swayze.